Welcome to the Activations with JJ Energy Update for the week of November 15th, 2021. Hello, my dear soul family. I'm so happy that you decided to join me for this episode. It's been an incredible week. I know if you're listening to this right on the 15th of November or the week after, the 11/11 portal just occurred. And it was just such a powerful time. I was able to meet so many of my listeners through the one-on-one sessions I did. And I learned so much about the 11/11 portal in the sessions because oftentimes what I would bring through is just channeled messages. And it would teach us, me and the person in the session, more about the 11/11 portal and what it was. And so I have some really fun things to share with you this week, and also an energy update. As you know, I always bring through an energy update, and I'm excited to bring through that. So stay put. Super happy to have you here. Can't wait to dive into this episode. Before we get started fully, I just want to remind you really quickly, all the business stuff, but I just want to make sure that you know that you can connect with me in lots of different ways. One of those ways is through my website, Activations with JJ. It's a place where you can read some different channeled messages that I've had. You can also reach out to me and book a session or join us for a group Zoom gathering. We have another one coming up at the end of the month, and then there's some in December. You'll be able to see those on the calendar, and all the details are also in the description of this video if you're listening on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, I am so happy and just so grateful to all of you who are listening on this platform. I'm grateful to everybody who's listening on any platform they do. But if you're on YouTube, would you do me a giant favor and just go ahead and hop over and just subscribe really quickly to the channel? What happens when you subscribe? It's kind of, for me, I feel like it's kind of an energy exchange, and I'm extremely grateful for it. And also what it does is it helps us to get this expansive and conscious content out to more people, because obviously there's algorithms and all that. And what it does is it puts this video in front of you. If you're one of the people who got shown this video from an algorithm, you know how the universe was kind enough to put us together that way. And I'm actually grateful to YouTube because somehow they did it. I mean, I know there's a lot of sort of negativity around these big companies and what they have and what they do, but a lot of what they can do is for good. So we met through these things. If you're on Apple Podcasts as well, if you haven't had a chance to just leave a little bit of a rating and a review, I would also appreciate that. So that's the business side of things. I sometimes forget to do those at the end, and I don't really love doing them at the end because we're always in kind of the zone with the energy update. So I thought I would just do that really quickly right now. So moving forward, I just want to share a few things with you, some things that I learned as I was connecting with you, my friends, through the group gatherings. Many of you who are listening right now were at the Zoom gathering that we did. We did 2 on 11/11, and both of them were just so beautiful. And there were some things that came through as I tapped into the collective energy that I think are very, very applicable to many of you who are listening and would be beneficial for you to know. And as I gathered with these groups of people, I definitely did feel that there was a lot of feelings and a vibration of inadequacy and unworthiness. And I think being in a kind of a spiritual environment, right? We were all in this Zoom meeting together for a spiritual purpose. I think sometimes subconsciously we start to compare ourselves and feel inadequate. Thinking, well, somebody else has more spiritual abilities than I do, or they're able to connect or see with their third eye, or they're able to channel or whatever it is. I don't really see that. I'm kind of just in the background, just doing my thing, but I'm not one of them. I felt that energy. And I kind of got on a soapbox because I want everybody to realize how powerful they are. Ever since I was born, almost, I have been able to see the light in every single person. I feel like it's kind of my gift to see your soul, to see the greatness within you. And I feel that greatness. I know I can't see you. I know we're not in a meeting or video where I can see you. But I want you to know from my heart to your heart how powerful you are, what a great soul you are. And even here in this body, with the limitations that you might feel you have, you are powerful and you have the ability to spread so much light to the planet. And I don't care if you literally just do it living your regular life. You may not channel. You may not be a light worker. You may not do healing work. You may not be the best at meditating. You may not feel like your third eye is open. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're literally every cell in your body and every cell in your energetic body is emanating a vibration that our planet needs. So I just want to relay that information to you. The second thing that I want to share with you that was really driven home for me when we were doing our Zoom sessions was that a lot of you are feeling depleted. And that's kind of been a recurring theme I've noticed on Instagram. And by the way, if you're not following me on Instagram, would love to connect with you there too. But I've been following some different spiritual accounts there, and I've noticed people talking about feeling exhausted. And if you're in that boat, then I just want to give you some comforting words and also give you some tools, okay? Because it's okay. I feel like it's fine to have a couple of days of just feeling down and tired. I let myself have days like that. But honestly, we really can't stop most of us can't stop our entire life for 2 weeks to be completely exhausted. And so I want you to learn about a power that you can tap into that was very much revealed to me as we did our 11/11 things. Because some of you know this, some of you who are in the group gatherings know this, but I did back-to-back sessions all night on the night of the 10th for me, because that in Australia and New Zealand for you guys, that was the 11th. Then I did all day sessions from very early in the morning to very late at night on the 11th. And then the next day, I had a couple more sessions in the morning. So I had continual sessions for a very long time. And many of you who are light workers may wonder how that was sustainable. I also asked Spirit when I got kind of the feeling and the call to do the sessions, to do sessions all day long. I was like, in my mind, the human part of me was like, what am I doing? How am I going to be able to handle this physically and energetically even? How is this sustainable for me? Well, what happened is I set this intention, and it's going to make sense to you. Like, this is not rocket science. I just want to open your mind to the possibility for you. When I sat down at 4:00 in the morning, this was kind of before I did, after I did the night ones, but I really didn't realize this until the 11/11 day. I sat down and I did a meditation where I just held my palms up and I imagined the portal, 11/11 portal, opening up to me and just tapped into that. And all of a sudden, I had this realization that I had access to an unlimited source of power. Again, I think we all know this. I definitely don't think I'm telling you anything new. But what I'm kind of sharing with you is my personal experience with it so that you can see that it actually functioned in my life I would call it like a miraculous way. I really, really would. Anybody who does sessions, energy sessions, or if you're a therapist and you do therapy sessions with people, you know the level of energy that it takes to do those continuously and how you feel after like even 4 or 5. And I'm by no means telling you that I'm more powerful or better than anybody else. I'm literally sharing this with you so that you can know you have access to that exact same power. And we were taught on the day of 11/11 that portal is accessible all of the time. The 11/11 date And obviously we experience 11:11 twice a day with the time. Whenever you see that and it's calling to you to access that power. What the imagery that came to me was so cool, you guys. It was so cool. I shared this with one of the groups, and I actually had a one-on-one session where the imagery came to me. For any of you who've done sessions with me, you know that I see, like, my clairvoyance is very high and I see things. And a lot of times I just sit and describe what I'm seeing to the other person so that they can understand what spirit is trying to teach us through my vision. And sometimes the person will also see similar things. But what I saw was this funny analogy of an IV. And I saw this cord or this tube, right? Like with an IV, you have, I guess you would call it a tube, running from the IV bag into your arm. And I saw the 11:11 portal energy, a cord or a line straight down into anybody's body who wanted to have it. And I even saw the dial where you could turn it down or up as you needed. And I asked everybody in the group, I said, listen, I want you to connect yourself to that energy that you always have access to and use it all of the time. As we are going through ascension, as we are going through the shift, we deserve and are worthy of all of the power that is available to us. We deserve and we are worthy. Say in your mind, I deserve to have access to this power, and I am worthy of it. Many of you know how passionate I am about deprogramming from some of the low vibration beliefs that have been ingrained into our DNA on this planet. And one of them is we're far from divinity, we're distant, and we're not worthy. And the power is outside of us. When I call out those low vibration beliefs, they come to light and they're easier to release. I'm just identifying them for you right now. Catch yourself when you feel disempowered and pull back your power. Because human beings have been living in a state of disempowerment for several eons. There was definitely a time in our history where we didn't, where we were very much more connected to the divine source energy. But, as you know, there have been various systems put in place in a low vibration way that we chose to experience as a collective because we have free will. But it's time, just like Metatron said in the 11:11 portal activation I did. It's time. It's time to shift. Okay, so again, that's my TED Talk. That's my soapbox I want to get on for today before I bring through an energy. I hope that it was valuable to you, and I'm going to set the intention that even in listening to this, some of that programming is being undone so that you can embrace the powerful programming for the new earth, because it's still programming, it's codes. All right, let's shift into the energy update and call in the energy, the beings that we would like to channel today. All of you know that I mention frequently how we are co-creating this experience. So I want you to just take a moment and set your intention for this energy update. How do you want to feel when this energy update is done? I am Angel Metatron, here to follow up on the message which I transmitted on the day of the 11:11 portal. I am also here to bring through codes and symbols to you. So I would like to invite you to relax, to enter the space of my Metatron's cube, as you call it, the energetic device for which I am known. And as you enter that space in your mind and see that shape revolving around you in a 3D way, I would like to invite your body to relax and to release tension, especially your physical body. Dear ones, you have felt the powerful shift that is possible on a day like 11/11. But here is what I would like to share with you. This type of shift is possible every single day. Some of you may think that that's not sustainable. And this is causing some of you to feel a little bit hopeless because you see the extremities on the earth, all the extreme situations, the contrast between the haves and the have-nots, the environmental issues, the social issues, the violence. Some of you who are tapped into the lower vibration news are seeing these things, and it makes you feel like there's not a lot of hope. And it also makes it seem impossible that there could be a new earth anytime soon. Dear ones, the only thing limiting you is yourself. The only thing limiting the collective is themselves. And you are a microcosm of the collective. Your actions are reflective of the collective. What you do individually is more powerful than you can even understand. At this time, there is a lot of detail that I'm going to leave out, but I want to invite you to explore what I mean by that. And as you realize that connection between your personal actions and the lifting of the consciousness of the collective, you will feel a great shift within you, and you will feel hope. Take a deep breath, dear ones, to integrate this message, to integrate this knowledge. Allow it to penetrate every cell of your body. As you are empowered, the collective will be empowered so that the few will no longer have the advantage. The only reason that the few have the advantage is because the majority is giving it to them. Take back your power personally, and the collective will be able to take back their power as well. I sense that this is somewhat difficult for some of you, and I want to remind you to surrender, to relax. What I am saying is very much in contrast to a lot of the programming that your DNA has received over the last several thousand years. And that is why you might possibly be feeling resistance at this time. Do not shame yourself for feeling the resistance. Recognize the resistance, identify it, and then surrender. It's that simple. Take another deep breath, dear ones. Everything that you desire is at your fingertips. The distance that you feel, the time span that you feel, that you are away and far from the things that you want, the life that you want, the person that you want to be, that's an illusion. You are a moment away from that life. You are a moment away from that person. You are a moment away from that health. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. Trust yourself, dear ones. Trust yourself. Your heart is guiding you, and you know where to go. No one knows better than you where you need to go, what you need to do. It's time to step into your power. This is the message that I have come to impart, and you will hear it and feel it reverberate throughout your life if you choose to receive. Farewell, dear ones. I am always near. Thank you so much, my friends, for joining us today for this beautiful message of empowerment. And the words I feel impressed to end with are, the powerful being that I am honors the powerful being that you are. Namaste.